Good evening, this is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. I was going to give you some recipes today, but I got sidetracked into something else. I was thinking, I dehydrate a lot, and by the way I was thinking, I'm in trouble then. Okay, dehydrating. I dehydrate a lot, especially in these troubling times. And I have dehydrated eggs. I don't know if that's what I want to lead into. Yeah, eggs. I dehydrate them and I freeze them. They're becoming so expensive. But if you do the math, they're cheaper. Let me explain. Now, I just checked this out on Amazon. And freeze-dry and dehydrated eggs are costing anywhere from $61 to $73, and that's only for 72 eggs in a typical can. Now, last week when I was in Walmart, I paid about $14 for 60 eggs. Figure out this, and I did figure it out. If I can find my things, I can buy 4 of those cases of 60 eggs, and I will come up with 240 eggs. I can freeze them myself, and I do. I beat them up. You won't be able to make fried eggs out of this. You may get scrambled eggs, but not fried. But I use the frozen eggs mostly for my baked goods, okay? And I beat, my cake mixes ask for 3 eggs apiece. So I beat these eggs up in 3s, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. I just put them in a plain old Ziploc bag, and I freeze them. And after they are frozen, then I switch them back into, I freeze them flat. So, and after they're frozen, then I switch them into a freezer bag. And I keep them that way. For dehydrating them, you can dehydrate scrambled eggs and make scrambled eggs out of them. And how I do that is I scramble up the eggs. No water, no grease, no nothing in them. They're just scrambled eggs. And then I put them in my dehydrator in layers, and I dehydrate them. And when they get dehydrated, I powder them. And I will be able to make scrambled eggs. I don't know if I can use them for baking. I haven't experimented that far ahead. But that's an easy way to save your eggs. And, like I said, be cheaper than buying your freeze-dry or your other ones. So you're still ahead by how much? I figure out the $13 ones, and I would save 42, 54. I would be $54 for those eggs, and it's still $10 cheaper, $9 cheaper than one of the cans that you can find on Amazon. And most of them are currently unavailable on Amazon. Walmart, well, I tried 30 of them, and they went from $30 when I first ordered them. I put them in my cart, and when I went to check out, they were $50-some. So they got canceled. I'm sorry. But anyway, the eggs, you can do that. I highly recommend buying a dehydrator. I haven't tried to dehydrate and dehydrators are fairly inexpensive. You can find a good brand, Nesco, in Walmart for about $55, and it will pay for itself within a few months, especially if you start using these eggs and your vegetables and so forth. You can dehydrate frozen vegetables. When they come on sale, buy a bag, just put them on your dehydrator and dry them. They're already prepared. They're already blanched. You don't know blanching. Like I said, all you do is put them on the dehydrator, and you dehydrate them. You can do it in the oven too. 200 degrees, on a rack, not on a pan, not on the steel pans, baking sheet. Got to be on a rack to bring them up so the air can circulate around them. And 200 degrees, leave the oven door open so that moisture is able to escape, and you've got dehydrated foods, okay? You do jerky, you can do almost anything with that. I haven't tried to oven dehydrate eggs. I am going to do that sometime, probably tomorrow, okay? It's late tonight already. So I'll be doing those tomorrow. Another thing that's going up in price are potatoes. Yeah, we got a shortage of potatoes. And what we had, now I won't even get into that. Potatoes. You can buy your potatoes, fresh potatoes, and then dehydrate them. But here we go, dehydrate them again. Or can them. But it requires a lot of work. It's a time-extensive project, okay? You have to, my best result when I'm dehydrating my potatoes is to cook them, to peel them, slice them or shred them or whatever I'm going to do with them, soak them in water to get some starch out, drain them, soak them again, get some starch out, cook them, drain again, and rinse and rinse and rinse until you get all that starch out. Otherwise, they're going to turn black on you. They're still good to eat, but they don't look very appetizing, okay? So, there, in canning, depending on the type of potato you get, and yes, I've done canning, mini potatoes, but sometimes you have almost more starch than you do potatoes. That's okay, because when you go to use them, all you have to do again is rinse, and rinse, and rinse, and rinse again until you get that starch all out of there. Anyway, I've done that, and I just opened a can the other day, and I used it, and I had to go through this rinsing of the stocks, okay? So anyway, they can be done, but I know some of you have been having trouble finding frozen potatoes. My store has frozen potatoes, hash browns, on sale for $3 a bag. Now that's a pretty good bag, and that's 2 pounds, I believe. So I can get, and when I looked at Amazon this morning, the cans of potatoes, hash brown potatoes, were $16. They're around $16. I can get 5 bags of hash browns for that amount of price. And all I have to do is stick them in my dehydrator. And guess what? In 18 to 24 hours, you have dehydrated potatoes that can be stored safely. To be completely dried out. That to me is cheaper. Yes, I know you get free shipping and so forth from Amazon, but I'm sorry, I'd rather support my local stores. Okay, that's the way it is. They also have tater tots and french fries on sale this week for a little over $2 a bag. And those are the big bags too. I have never I've never dehydrated them, but I'm going to try. We'll see what happens, okay? I'm sure we can probably dehydrate them. I'm not too sure what's going to happen when we rehydrate them. Okay, there you go. All right. Another thing I found, again, I put the Augustin Farms sales bill up earlier today. And when I was checking my prices again, I found out that the butter powder is on sale. They put that on sale for $28.21, which is 34% off. So, but there again for butter, I don't know how you're sitting, but we get special, especially now with June, supposed to be dairy month. We'll see what happens, okay? But our butter will run between about $2.50 to $3.50 a pound. I have several of it in several pounds in my freezer. But butter can be turned into cheese, and it's very easy. You just bake it in your oven. Or you can do on the stove. There's many videos on how to make cheese. And one of them is Linda Pepper's Kitchen. That's what I went by. So check her out. She's got dehydrating ghee. She made butter into ghee. It's best to use unsalted butter for that, because the salted butter will give you grains, but it will work. There are also many videos out on how to can butter. Now the FDA says you can't do it safely, but we've got rebel canners out there who've done it, and they have had no bad results. That doesn't mean it works all the time. It means that you have to use your own you have to make up your own mind, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe it won't work for you. Maybe you don't feel safe doing it. My feeling, and this is my kitchen, my rules, if I want to can my butter, I'm going to can my butter. I probably won't now, yet, because I want my jars for other things, for my vegetables and my fruits. And my fruits will be coming in within the next couple of weeks, okay? So I want my jars for that. However, like I said, it's my kitchen, my rules. If I want butter, I will can some butter to save it. Yeah, we'll go on with that. Okay, another thing I've gone into, and I wasn't going to go into this today, but I think it's a good time. You know, up here, we're a little behind everybody else. It usually takes a good 6 months to a year for these crises, whatever you call it, fads, to get to the midsection of the United States. Our gas prices have been holding pretty close to $4 for the past few months, while some of you have been experiencing gas prices much, much higher. Well, guess what? Our stores, our gas stations, raised their gas prices today to $4.62. They jumped almost 50 cents a gallon. I don't know what the diesel is. My sources didn't tell me that. They didn't know that when I asked them about it. But that's going to mean that if we have to pay those gas prices, there's not going to be enough food on your both in your pantry and in your stores. The truckers won't be able to deliver it because diesel fuel will be, I know diesel fuel around here was over $6. That was before our big jump. And truckers won't be able to afford it. The farmers will not be able to afford it. If they could get in the fields in this area, we're flooded out. The other part of the United States is drought, and we're flooded. And I mean we are flooded. So we haven't even been able to get in the field. It's June, the 1st of June, 2nd of June, and no planting has been done. So, yeah, we got problems, people. But anyway, I started thinking, and I save all my bottles. I save all my containers. I save all my 2-liter jars, my spaghetti jars, my pickle jars, all of that. Now, I haven't recanned any of those things. The plastic, a lot of those have stored my beans, my rice, my pasta, and so forth. I'm able to get the gallon jugs from the cafe, and I have several of those, and they're filled too. Okay? But anyway, we save all those. I've never recanned in those jars. I know some who have, but with the price of jars and the shortage of jars, I just might do it. Again, it would be rubber canning, and it would be my kitchen, my rules. That doesn't mean you have to do it. You have to research it and decide how safe you feel it is. I'm not recommending anything. I'm saying do your own research and then go from there. Okay. Another thing I do is people think I'm crazy, especially my children. And who doesn't live to be this age where the children think we're crazy? I'm sorry. They're in a throwaway world. That's what they grew up in. Yeah, I got away from it for a while, but I'm finding that I'm going to have to go back to it, and I'm going to have to teach these younger kids how to do it. My grandchildren, and even my children. I cringe sometimes when I see what they throw away. I usually don't say anything, but that thought is, oh boy, we could use that. Now, so I use all those things. I save my wax paper that I use, if it's not dirty, and I can just wipe it off. I use my aluminum foil. I reuse that, unless the food is completely baked on. Then I don't. I reuse my Ziploc bags. In fact, all my plastic bags. I'm saving all my plastic bags. The bags that my groceries come in, my bread wrappers, my Ziploc bags, my freezer bags. I wash all those, except if they have meat in them. If they got meat in them, I throw them because it's just too dangerous to me, okay? But I rewash them, and then I let them dry, all that stuff. I heard today where somebody saves parchment paper. And I've never heard of that, but I use a lot of parchment paper in my dehydrators and in my baking. So I will be trying that hint and see if that works for me, okay? But I wash my wax papers, my baggies, my aluminum foil, and now I'll be trying to wash my parchment paper. Most people will say parchment paper is a extravagance. Yeah, it might be, but it sure saves me from scrubbing my pans. Okay, brown paper bags. We don't get many brown paper bags anymore. If we do, and I'm going to start asking to have my groceries put in brown paper bags. I don't think there should be a problem there because basically the brown paper bags hold more than my little plastic bag. But we'll find out, okay? Brown paper bags. Oh, and by the way, if you're as old as I am, with the bread wrappers, we wear bread wrappers on our feet, over our socks, and inside our boots to keep our feet dry, in case our boots leak, okay? That's how old I am. We went into school all the time, okay? Nobody thought anything of it. Okay, brown paper bags. You can use them for many things. Most people say for packaging, wrapping packages to be sent in the mail. Although the post office does not encourage that because they will get, especially with all these machines, they will get ripped and put off, then they lost the label and they don't know where they go and so forth and so forth. So now they're just recommending you can use old boxes that you got from Walmart or Amazon or so forth. Just make sure the barcodes are all crossed off and that the labels isn't on there. Otherwise, it's going to be sent someplace else because they go by the ball labels. All right, but back to brown paper sacks. Use them for wrapping paper. Have your kids decorate them. Can happen. Let the kids have them and use them for coloring instead of buying coloring books or other paper. Use them for, now this is old, they wrap their textbooks in it. I never did. We never had to do that. It was just something, I don't know, we just never did, okay? When you bake cookies, put your cookies in the brown paper bag. They'd be amazed at how much grease comes out of there. Use your brown bags, not your plastic bags, your brown bags for draining bacon and that kind of stuff. The grease goes into it, but the food won't stick to it. It's another thing you can use, okay? What else have I got for brown paper bags? Oh, use them as a rolling mat to keep your counters clean. Cut open a paper sack, put your bread on it if you gotta knead it, or your pie crust or whatever you have to do, and do it. Roll it out, knead it. And when you're done, take your paper bag, and most of the time it's just flour on it. Shake off your paper bag, stick it in a bag, and put it in your refrigerator so it's ready for next time, okay? And if it got dough on it, the dough will dry off, and you can brush it off, and you don't have any residue. So that's one thing you can use. Onion bags. You know, they come in the mesh bags. Those are some that you can use very easily. Turn them into scrubbies instead of buying these expensive scrubbies that you have. Or you do just fine. I guess that's all. Put slivers of your bar soap in it and hang them outside by your garden on your water faucet. And you automatically have a soap bag where you can clean up before you come into the house. Okay. There are many other ones that I've got. I will continue this tomorrow, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to give you recipes. I'm sorry. I feel the recipes are very, very important. I've got some good basic recipes. And that's what I want to concentrate on. The day after, I will go back to some of these hints on how you can reuse and recycle and not waste. So for now, we'll see you later. God bless you. Goodbye.